Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube. Um, Interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yachts.
Man, I've never been so excited to get to next week in my life. I think this is the most excited I've ever been for Black Friday in my life. Plus, because I just spent like a goddamn money on maiden grief. So that's neither.
And it was a good week for Wrestling Wit as we interviewed Lucas Prez from Poland, Primetime Wrestling in Poland. Great interview. Definitely want to go check that out if you haven't already. And then obviously Wednesday we had Kirill Valilo on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews. Definitely could not recommend them enough. If you haven't already checked them out, go into the archives and do so. But always, looking towards the future. This upcoming Monday, because yes, it is the ending of the month once again, like it is every month. We have Fuse, a wrestler from Chile that's currently wrestling, or was currently wrestling in Brazil. We talk about the wrestling scene in Chile, moving to Brazil, currently residing in Spain right now. So a very well-traveled wrestler already, still in his early 20s. So we talk all of that, all the matches he's had so far. Definitely a fun interview. This upcoming Tuesday, we have Latana. Yeah. If her voice sounds familiar, it is because she was the translator for our interview with Kirill. So now she gets the spotlight. We talk about her being the first ever Northern Storm Women's Champion. What other titles she has in her sights. Currently taking a managerial role. Currently wrestling in the country of Jordan, and a hell of a lot more. Definitely go check that one out. And then this upcoming Wednesday, we have Joe E. Legend. You may know him from a short stint in WWE as Just Joe. He's done a lot since then, and he's done a lot before then as well. We talk about the segment he had with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We talk about wrestling in Skydome. We talk about being an NWA Tag Team Champion. Definitely a lot to unpack in that interview. Joe does not pull punches. He definitely tells all. So definitely, that's definitely one you don't want to miss. And no time for clips right now. And going into next month, December 2nd, we have Johnny Lyons. On December 3rd, we have Disco Ray. On the 9th, we have Angel Blake. On the 10th, we have Marcelo Frago. On the 16th, we have Brittany Kay. On the 17th, we have Jax William. And on the 24th, we have Pinky Chippendale. So already December is looking like a big month for interviews for Wrestling Wit. As always, go on to Wrestling with E, but on X and Instagram for information on the links to these interviews and the information on all our other interviews. Alright, I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kaliko?
I mean, I need to get put over more because I'm in the red right now with this meat and grease. But ooh,
That's up for a government shutdown, no?
bro, right out of the government shutdown. Right out of the government shutdown.
Yeah.
We'll highlight the possible cameos for the Calico Chronicles soon, and alongside Wrestling with E.
And, of course, it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. And, one of the... it wasn't a good week for Shamus, as it was just announced, I believe yesterday, that Shamus got injured. Will not be competing in the My Time Is Now tournament. So his scheduled match for Monday is now null and void. Kind of sucks for Sheamus, no?
Well, that is the case. We all knew who the hell was going to win that tournament.
And that would be.
I mean, that tournament is Gunther's to lose.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong about that one. But, I mean, also, I mean, a lot of people are hoping that it's not Jey Uso for obvious reasons.
Well, based on the bracket, it's weird. I mean, I like how they set that bracket up because it was going to be Sheamus and Rusev, and they went at it. They had a hell of a match with the Donnybrook. So
it was going to be Sheamus and LA Knight. Jey Uso.
Oh, I thought it was Jey Uso and LA Knight.
Huh?
I thought it was Jey Uso wrestling LA Knight.
No, the reverse. It was LA Knight versus Sheamus and Rusev versus Jey Uso.
Okay. I must have read that wrong. So, alright. So eventually it's going to be Knight and Uso in the semis. Uh, Something tells me this is where they could add a pop-up. And there's a lot of pop-ups people have been asking for anyway. So, would it be wrong to pop them up just to lose for LA Knight?
You know, I mean, that's a good question. I'm not, like you said, it's a good place to put a pop-up. But, I mean, the pop-ups that already popped up, they lost. I mean, Zack Ryder lost, Dolph Ziggler lost. We'll talk about it in a couple minutes. I mean, unless it would be like somebody significant, but I mean, we're not getting Edge. I mean, that's been all but confirmed by Tony Khan at this point.
Edge is not coming. Rhea Ripley. I'm not Rhea Ripley, but Edge ain't popping through that door. Chris Jericho's not popping through that door.
I mean, it could be Chris Jericho. Tony Khan was not certain about Chris Jericho's future, so that kind of gives me. And there's been a lot of rumors that Chris Jericho's already signed with WWE. So, I mean, have him run. I don't want to say the gauntlet, but he wrestles LA Knight. He beats Knight. He beats who would be on the other side? I would assume it would be Gunther, but maybe it's a Smar's finish in that one. And then, I mean, then he'll wrestle John Cena. Oh, wait a minute. What about Joe Henry?
Nah. He's in NXT, and as I can see, he's looking way better in shape. So it wouldn't make sense because Joe Hendry to pop up just to lose. he's gonna pop up to lose to LA Knight. I mean, granted, the loss won't kill him, but it the way that they had him involved in the mixed tag, I think they're gonna run that a little bit more before they put him on the roster. Although they want him on the roster.
I mean, people, close to WWE has been speculating, ways to get Joe Hendry on, on the involved in John Cena's last match. People are kind of, pulling for Joe to be a part of this tournament, and I mean, with Sheamus, injured, why not? I mean, Javon Evans was in the tournament.
Yeah, but I think Javon Evans was good. He was meant to be a tough out because Javon Evans was never going to be on the main roster this year. As a matter of fact, like we discussed earlier, he's going to be the torchbearer for NXT in 2026, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree, but and I mean, it's not like he's not. It's not like he's going to have a match on WWE TV and then obviously be a part of the main roster. He'd go down to NXT. Um, I would say having a banger of a match with LA Knight would give him some, I don't want to say confidence, but some momentum, as he goes up against Ethan Page, because obviously the rivalry is kind of still there between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, but you wouldn't want to. I don't think they want to put too many losses on him because he's already lost the mixed tag, and then you bring him up just to take a L and then come back down to take a couple more L's in the chase.
I I don't see what an L at this point is going to hurt him this early on. I mean, if we're being if we're being technical here, he lost the Royal Rumble, then he lost at WrestleMania. So I mean, he's already 0-3 in his WWE career, and I'm talking about main roster matches. I don't even want to know what his NXT record is at this point, but I mean, he lost to
Yeah.
Trick Williams, so that kind of tells you, where he's at.
Well, that was part of the deal, but
Right.
I think, well, the Royal Rumble, while you say it's a loss, technically they don't really count that as a loss per se because you just got eliminated. It ain't like the WrestleMania was Orton. There was no way he was losing to winning beating Orton.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Um,
we could both agree on that.
no way in hell. So your so the best shot was NXT, but NXT had the deal where he was basically there to kind of carry over, and to be quite honest, he basically left on his back because they knew he was going to be gone now, right? The
Right.
time was numbered with TNA because he wouldn't have dropped the belt if they didn't want if that was the case.
And I mean, he is a part of WWE TV now. He's signed with NXT, as we know, as you said. He's training at the Performance Center. Trying to get in shape, trying to lose that muffin top. Um, and I mean, he's currently in a rivalry with Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. So I mean, he is in high profile, things right now. So I'd like to see Joe in the tournament. Um, do you feel like it's maybe, I don't know, somewhat convenient that Sheamus got injured a week after he teamed with John Cena at Madison Square Garden?
Cena curse.
Not Cena curse, but like like they knew this was coming. He was in the turn. They had that match with John Cena to kind of give him that, that moment to be with John Cena one last time in the ring. But I think they maybe knew that he wasn't going to be able to finish the tournament.
I mean, yeah, to hide it in a six-man tag, yeah, it makes sense. Because you don't have to be as, physical. Because Ray can take the heat, and John is the hot tag guy. So,
I'm just playing conspiracy theory here. I don't know for
I
sure if
mean,
he
but
was interviewed for that
I'm
or
just
not.
helping you fulfill that if that is how you're trying to go.
Right, just how give Sheamus that moment an opportunity to say that he, was a part of John Cena's last, hurrah. And obviously, it seemed like Cena kind of wanted to be a part of it, wanted Sheamus a part of his last one as well.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. But, I mean, he's just, hey, he out here living his best life. That's the damn show.
Well, somebody else that was living his best life was a one Dolph Ziggler. Not Nick Namek, but Dolph Ziggler. He made his return to WWE TV last Monday in Madison Square Garden. He lost to Solo Sikoa. Um, got a big pop. People were, goo goo and gagaing all over him. So, I mean, that's good for him. I mean, I don't think it necessarily changes anything. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I was not. I was not excited to see Dolph Ziggler.
What? I mean, he's decent. He's a decent hand.
He's a good
You
hand,
got a
but
good hand.
I mean, what more is there to him than a decent hand?
They need a lot of those. A lot of people can't take all these L's, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's a good enhancement talent. I'll give him that. He makes people look good. But, like, people, like, fawn over this guy, and he's not as good as people, are giving him credit for, in my opinion.
I don't think that that's the case. I just think it's more of they felt like he never got the chance to show that potential because when he finally got it, he got hurt. It's kind of like the Finn Balor theory.
Right.
Like he got there, he got hurt, and then they just never gave him the ball again, so they never got a chance to, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a nice little one-off to say, Dolph Ziggler was in the tournament. I don't think WWE is going to be picking him up um, or Zack Ryder either. It's kind of funny because Chelsea Green is, obviously a very big part of WWE right now. So, but Zack Ryder, no, don't need him in the company. um, so yeah, it's nice little one-offs for them, but I wouldn't get excited to continuously see these guys in the future. My opinion. But do you think? But how do you feel? Do you think we'll see them on WWE programming again?
I mean, from what I heard with um, what's the word I'm looking for? From what I saw with Zack Ryder, he doesn't know, so it could be anything at this point.
So it's a
I
normal
think
day
it's
for
just,
Zach.
I think it's one off, and then they get the merch deal, the rights, so they can get some money, after the fact. Because keep in mind, these are people that are picked that are aligned with Cena, so they're just getting. It's almost like Cena's giving back to them to make money off the merch by being involved in this tournament. Because I don't think anybody is in this tournament without John Cena's blessing.
I agree with that. Yes.
So that's why I think Gunther's going to be the one to do it because no one else benefits from it. And the fact that they brought Gunther back, the old Gunther, oh God, the old guy. If we thought, I mean, they brought back old Gunther, old music, old way he comes in, he ain't fucking around. But I mean, yeah. So none of the people that, but back to the topic at hand, yeah, none of the people that were in there are not in there by coincidence, and he's giving back to them, even though they may not get seen it again. The fact that they were able to be connected to John and competing in the tournament is good enough.
Well, obviously Nick is a part of TNA still. Part of that, connection that they have. So, he got that. Good thing that TNA has that connection with WWE. Speaking of TNA, there's been a media rights renewal. They've been looking for new TV to be on. And they might have found it. If you believe in the rumor and innuendo, TNA is looking to be on AMC. Um,
Like the same channel as The Walking Dead?
yes, same AMC.
Holy shit.
I could remember if there was ever wrestling on AMC. Paramount seems like
Mm,
maybe a better, but a better place for them. But obviously, Paramount's
no, because Paramount got UFC, so that's why.
oh, so they spent that good money.
Oh yeah, they spent that good. Like that's why my thought process. This is why WWE with the ESPN because their sister company ended up going to goddamn the fucking UFC.
Right. So,
So it made no sense. Paramount was going to be a thing. But all these companies are basically umbrellaed under certain companies. So AMC, I mean, that's cable though. I would have thought they would have picked something that was more easily accessible to the viewer.
well, what would have been more accessible? Obviously WWE is very much a part of the NBC
CW.
family, and to a lesser extent the ABC family. Um, Paramount is a part
Well, to
of.
a greater extent, the ABC family than the NBC family.
Well, I mean
When you're
WWE.
on ESPN, when you're on ESPN Plus, and people are having to get a subscription to watch your shit, you way deep in that.
But I mean, been part of the NBC family a lot longer than the ABC family, and even they're not on like Disney Plus, so to speak. They are just a part of ESPN, and not even main ESPN. The more main, not mainstream, the more niche ESPN app.
No, it's because what's happening with the ESPN Plus is people that already certain cable companies already have access to it, and ESPN just spent big money on WWE, SEC, and for I know you don't watch it, but they spent big money on WWE, SEC football, and they have the most popular TV show of all time inside the NBA. You goddamn right, they trying to push all that shit at once.
They're doubling down, loading up.
Yeah, they pretty much spent a lot of money to shore up their basketball. That was the biggest thing they wanted. They wanted the inside the NBA, and they got that bitch. And then WWE is like hit the cherry on top because you got inside the NBA. It's the most popular football conference, the SEC, and then you got WWE. So you have a wide reach of people that are watching one of those three things.
True.
So that's the biggest thing. ESPN was not their their money model is probably the expand the widest net, and they were willing to let go of UFC to get think that through. They let go of the pretty much the main MMA channel period, or the main MMA program in the world, to get those three things simultaneously.
Well, just kind of going back to, the topic at hand. Um, TNA on AMC. Is that going to make TNA more viewer friendly? More accessible? Right now they're on
I don't
Access.
think so. I mean, AMC, the only people, most people cared about the AMC channel for The Walking Dead, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. If I remember right, those were the three shows that were really big on AMC.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
I
can't
mean,
even think of
Vince
it again.
Gillian's new show is on Apple TV, so they didn't even get that. So maybe,
Yeah, so I would pick. I mean, but then again, it's like, what other channels are you gonna get that are accessible? You know what I mean?
maybe Hallmark Channel.
Hallmark is basically sales channel. I mean, what QVC?
Maybe BBC.
Oh God, that's British.
Yeah, I mean they're very popular with the British people, so you know.
Well, that's probably in their international deal, but that's not going to help in the U.S.
Um, Cartoon Network is struggling right now.
TNA on Adult Swim, is that what?
More or less, yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad proposition, but then again, keep in mind you're in the late hour when more than likely they're going to want to be in a primetime slot.
Well, I mean, don't I'm joking. The Cartoon Network, but AEW was actually on Toonami in Australia, so I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
So essentially, they're coming on after Ben 10.
Ben 10, how long? When's the last time you've watched Cartoon Network? That's like a decade old.
Dude, that was probably the last time I was really into when they had the Boondocks. That was
So,
when
bas-
when the Boon when the Boondocks was popping and Mers's album, the beginning and the end of the beginning was highlighted on that goddamn show.
yeah, that was a
Rick and Morty. Nah, I'll lie. Rick and Morty. I'll watch Rick and Morty. There you go.
I mean, even I think we're on like even the last season of Rick and Morty. So I mean, uh, why are we talking about Cartoon Network's lineup? There's- the- oh,
I mean, Rick and Morty, Gumball, The Amazing World of Gumball.
that's
Uh,
on Disney now. That's on Hulu.
they picked it up because I thought it got canceled after like 5, 6
It
seasons.
did, but then they brought it back on Hulu. It's
They
the
just bring it.
Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball or something like that.
Oh God.
Back on. Does Can TNA work well on AMC? Yes or no?
Yeah, we got mad sidetracked. Uh, it's tough. Uh, I I wouldn't. I mean, it's a big risk because you're asking the biggest audience you have to ship something that they may or may not have. Because AMC is one of those things where you can get it on its own.
Right.
It's not part of the package. So that's the other big ask because and that's why at least with like or WWE and TNA, you can be part of the package. You're included in the package with HBO Max. You're included in the package with like TBS and TNT because essentially they all kind of work together. TBS, TNT, Viacom. They're all under Viacom, so it doesn't really matter. And then ESPN is under Disney and NBC, so you have the reach to get accessible TV and so on and so forth. So it's the hardcore people I think they're going to get. It's those people that are now just tuning in because they saw what happened with NXT. Can you convince, can you give them a reason to want to get that AMC subscription if that is the case? Which is the biggest sell of all.
I mean, it's, obviously TNA, well, I mean, TNA has their own app. So, they have their, library on that. But, it's not like you could get TNA on, a Peacock or a Disney Plus or a Hulu because obviously, WWE has that market. Like you said, HBO is going to have AEW for obvious reasons. So, I mean, it is kind of like the only option when it comes to, like, streaming your shows, unless, you go with, the TNA app. I mean, I would think it's a good thing for them to be on a different app than their own, like, the AMC app, to have their, content for anybody that wasn't able to catch it for when it actually comes on. But I mean, I could be wrong about that. Like I said, they were not left with a lot of options in the end.
Right, and that's the biggest part. They just everything. Most of these channels are getting gobbled up in streaming services, so it's very few standalones. So they're just having to work with the environment that they have. AMC is one of those where it's like AMC is probably about the same as like the History Channel, if that makes sense.
I mean, I think History Channel's included with Max. I could be wrong about that.
Is it? Is it? Because I don't remember. I remember Lincoln. Unless you're just trying to look up Lincoln, but
the movie
but
Lincoln,
yeah, they
or like a documentary on Lincoln.
Like the 6-part documentary series about Lincoln.
No, even that's dated. That was like years ago too. When's the last time you watched TV?
Bro, I mean, if it isn't live sports, I'm not really watching. If it isn't pro wrestling or live sports, we ain't watching it, bro.
Use that Hulu subscription for something else, Kaliko. There's some good shows out there.
There's some good shows, but shit, I want to watch what's happening in the now. Not what the fuck they recorded 6 months ago, and then motherfuckers get mad because I don't spoil it. And get the fuck out of here. I'm done with all that shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, TV is, and that's what I'm saying too, because that's the other catch. Because a lot of these, and this is really off tangent, but the people that are getting these are binge watching them within the first month, so they don't have to deal with like the aftermath of the subscription. So you either binge watching all that shit at once, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you're getting something where like that's where ESPN and them have the edge because at least everything is live. Even HBO Max has TNT, so TNT is showing football, some college football and hockey. So you know what I'm saying? So one of the biggest rating draws are live sports because everybody's able to watch it as it's happening.
Right.
So that's where it is. So they have to find one of those streaming services that has a live sports option so they can maximize the exposure to that.
If
Because even with AEW, HBO has TNT Sports and TBS Sports with racing and hockey and baseball. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
there's an avenue to where, hey, I'm watching this. Oh, what is this? Let me check it out.
if AMC has a live sports section, I would not know. I don't have AMC. It's one of the few ones that I don't have. So, I mean, it is kind of a wait and see if this is something that would benefit them. I would say going from Access Channel
Oh,
to
AMC Plus. There you go.
yeah,
There's
I
a
would.
bundle? What the fuck is the bundle? I'm looking at it right now.
What is it bundled with?
I mean, honestly, uh, it's just AMC Plus. But then again, it's just all the shows. It's just AMC Plus, Shudder, and Sundance. So nothing with sports.
Yeah,
And who's out here going, I can't wait to watch the Sundance channel?
Sundancers.
Sundance was an afterthought after Cinemax. I'm just like, just saying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Hey, miss, the Cinemax have an app?
Cinemax, yeah, they did. I mean, shit, what is it called? Wasn't it used to be called Max? And then all this shit is
Yeah.
Cinemax. Yeah, they had oh, they're sister companies. So the Max.
So,
See what I'm saying? Like
yeah, they're
rabbit hole,
all connected.
rabbit, rabbit hole. We thought we were gonna get away from this shit. They like, nope. We're just gonna join forces and make you pay for this shit.
Well,
The
plus,
Cinemax Go app. That's what it used to be called, and now it's a premium for HBO Max, which is now Max. Ding ding ding.
there you go. We have a winner. Who's paying
You
extra
see
for
how
Cinemax?
shit? It used to be Skinemax. I just remember.
Like, you're paying extra for 3 letters.
Honestly, you were just paying more to get access to softcore porn, but that's the here.
When there's clearly an abundance of free porn on, the internet.
Hey man, they had the plots.
Who watches for the plot?
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Um, in uh, in conclusion, AMC would be a step up from Access Channel. Agree or disagree?
Probably a step up them to the monetary wise, but not a step up exposure wise.
I agree. I mean, maybe exposure wise. I mean, more people would have AMC than Access. All right. Another big piece of news that came out this week was Ariel Hawani interviewed Tony Khan in studio, in person. For anybody that was not aware, Tony and Ariel had a big beef, maybe like two years ago, where Ariel was interviewing him, Tony was not giving Ariel anything when it came to, content of, what he was asking him. Ariel would go on to say it was one of his worst interviews ever. Tony Khan would retaliate by saying he's a con man or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically trashed Ariel. Ariel was in a WWE event where Michael Cole then, without naming him, trashed Tony Khan. And that was kind of the last of, that rivalry. They were actually able to bury the hatchet to some degree. Um, just out of curiosity, were you able to see the interview?
I heard about it, didn't see it
Okay.
because of all of that. Basically, because of all of that drama. And I'm like, if it's not really something to bury the hatchet, then what's for it?
So, I will provide some context. First and foremost, I would say that this was honestly Tony Khan's best interview he's ever done. Um, yes, you will get some Tony Khan ramblings, like he always does. That's a great question. This is great. Everything's great. This was the greatest show we ever done. I thought it was great. But that's anything he does. But he did actually answer some of the questions that Ariel was asking him, and to a pretty a satisfying amount as well. I mean, he talked about the wrestlers, allowing them to do what, basically confirming that he allows them to do whatever they want, and not necessarily, thinking that the grotesque, you know, um, the grotesque violence that we see regularly on AEW is not warranted. Um, he spoke about contracts. He spoke about moments in AEW. He spoke about WWE counter programming, a podcast counter, well, not counter programming, but other podcasts talking about AEW regularly. Um, I would say that.
You mean like us?
Well, specifically, Eric Bischoff. They went more in depth about Eric Bischoff than anybody else. But obviously Eric Bischoff, Tony, not Tony Khan, Jim Cornette, guys like that. To a lesser extent, Kevin Nash. Um, I I'm gonna just
Damn it, I wish he talked about us. I mean, we up there.
we trust you the best, damn it. um, but the big takeaways that I found doing listening to this interview is that Tony is trying to capitalize. He buried the hatchet with Ariel to get on quite arguably the one of the major mainstream interviewers for pro wrestling talent. Um, I mean, he's one of the top ones. He's obviously WWE ticket prices are, you know, exceptional right now, and maybe the storylines are not necessarily piquing a lot of people's interest at the moment. So, what I got from this interview was that Tony is trying to kind of bring AEW back up, try and garner some interest, try and garner some good faith, because there has been a couple of times where they've burned bridges. Obviously, case in point, Ariel Helwani. So they could kind of start competing and start saying, "Hey, if WWE is too expensive for you, come and watch AEW." Um, I think he did a good job of doing that, but if you're trying to target families to come to your show, and you have an event called Blood and Guts, which was like 2 weeks ago, I don't necessarily think that's going to hit. I do think that you have to change the product somewhat in order to get that audience. But like I said, I do think that they are trying to come back up mainstream wise to, get those people that are getting priced out by WWE. From what I'm saying, what are your thoughts?
Well, the biggest problem that they're going to have is trying to get rid of the stigma that they are just WWE light. And that's just more with the casual cats because, I mean, I, I say it 1,000 times. They followed inside the NBA and they got cooked on Twitter. I, and when the casuals are cooking you on Twitter, that's when you know, and you're following probably the most popular show. That is how they see you, and to me, uh, I think they they leaned into it a little bit too much. Um, because they had the cross promotion. That was like the biggest cross promotion that they had, point blank, period. I don't care what anyone says.
The Inside the NBA.
Um, oh, yes. More people watch Inside the NBA. And that, because once again, that's a show that's following the live sports, which is already streaming, but then they're so anti TV that it's so good for TV. They literally probably saved the NBA. They're the reason the NBA is like super popular now because they're willing to make fun of everything and do but so on and so forth. So that cross promotion was the one shot that they had, and when that crew is looking at you like, what the hell happened to Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
That's when you get cooked, right? So now and it's like, okay, they looked at it and they were thinking probably, okay, let's lean into it, but now they're leaning into it so bad that all they have is the people that were there day one, right? So now this is just, I mean, they have an opportunity with this pricing thing to kind of get some eyeballs. And I just think they need to work more as an alternative than actually trying to compete. Because by being the alternative, the competition will be within itself.
Well, I mean, they are the alternative. I mean, WWE is obviously partnering with TNA, so, they're kind of under the same umbrella at this point.
Is it a partnership? Feels like, I mean, well, yeah, it is.
And, I mean, even Tony Khan spoke to that, about the partnership between TNA and WWE. And Ariel had brought up um, that WWE only made the partnership because they wanted to hurt AEW, which Tony Khan agreed with. Um, which I mean, low key, I kind of get. Obviously you're blocking them from TNA talent, but just to going back to what you were saying, you can be the alternative, but you also have to relate to the same demographic. You're only relating to a small demographic, and the I really try to understand why I don't necessarily give a shit about AEW, and don't, because it's all just matches. I don't feel like
Mm-hmm.
I was ever given a reason to like or care about somebody. And that is your bread and butter when it comes to pro wrestling, is caring about the talent, not the flippy moves, caring about the individual that's in the match. I don't feel like I've ever gotten that AEW ever gave me the opportunity to care about particular wrestlers. They're presented, and if you like them, you like them, and if you don't, you don't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that is where they struggle. They have to get us to care about the talent. And how do you get that? You give us good storylines. Storylines with, actual good promos. Not, you can cut maybe like dream matches from an AEW TV show, Dynamite or Collision. Have that be, a segment about just somebody talking, or a vignette about, how this person feels. One of the first people that, you did kind of relate to, that you kind of stuck with, was Eddie Kingston. Because, he told you how he felt. He told you where he was. You related to Eddie Kingston because that's how his promos are cut. And I don't think that that's something that the guys and girls necessarily get in AEW. Am I am I wrong here, Kaliko? Do you agree? Disagree? What's your thoughts on how AEW could be maybe more presentable?
Well, the thing is that it's not going to be presentable because there's no structure.
Um, how the show is formatted?
I mean, just from how, because the thing is that if everybody's doing violence, then there's no surprise, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's doing the shock for shock's sake, and no one's really doing the psychology part of it. I mean, some try maybe, but who knows?
We don't watch enough to know.
So I mean, it's just. I mean, I watch enough to know, but it's just a matter of I don't. I just it's just a matter of putting storylines where people care about the outcomes of it all, right?
Right.
I mean, or even how can I put this? Other than Tony Storm, what character are you really invested in AEW?
Let me rephrase the question. What male super wrestler are you invested in?
No. I mean, I'm taking Tony Storm off.
Yeah.
Because that's the only character that is like literally in character, and people buy into her because she's selling that character. Other than that, what character are you like? I can't wait to see that character and how they develop through and through on the storyline basis.
I can tell you. I tell you Samoa Joe, but that's not because of anything AEW's done. That's more on the line of
This is
Samoa Joe being one of
because
the goats.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samoa Joe being Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I mean it's just
Yeah.
so that's the biggest problem. I mean they've had some good storylines. It's just a matter of they're not up there, and then it's hot and cold with the finishes and so on and so forth. So it's just
I mean,
it's a lot of
their
varying
biggest
factors.
their biggest overarching, storyline is the Dead Riders. And I mean, it should have ended with the I Quit match with Darby. It didn't. it went on to the next to Blood and Guts, and then you're like, okay, well, it ends at Blood and Guts, and then it continues. Then Death Riders win Blood and Guts, so everything continues. So, like, when
Yeah.
does it end? You know what I mean?
But even then, you had your biggest hero get over, beat them, and yet they're still around. It's like cockroaches after the atom bomb fall. They're still hanging around.
Right. So, like, what do you do with that? Like, I mean, it's not like they were even, like, off TV for, like, maybe, I'll be generous here, like 2 weeks? Like, they were there,
Oh, they were back the next day.
exactly. Like, what did you do with that? You're not giving us even a chance to miss them. I mean, Roman
You're not
Reigns,
giving us a chance to show that they tucked their tails and actually ran away.
right? I mean, look at Roman Reigns. He was gone from WWE so long after his losing the WWE Championship that the crowd just turned him face. So, time away is a good thing. Then you just get X-Pac heat.
Well, the problem with that is that the biggest the biggest asset is the biggest liability. He was the most dependable guy.
But even the most dependable guy needs a break.
Well, they're only going to break when he wants it to break, right?
No, I mean, Tony Khan could absolutely tell him, like, take a couple of weeks off, Mox.
Tony said, what, like about Tony, it's to them. He leaves it up to them. Like it's up.
Like, take a week off, and spend some time with your family. Let those bruises on your head heal.
I would have to take a month off, then come back, and then get the rematch. Yes, that's the whole point.
Right.
But then again, he's also their biggest heel. So it. That's the thing. I think that was a catch-22 because even if he leaves, and he comes back, people like him because they really didn't like the Death Riders from Broad Jump Street.
I mean, it's fine. But the reason that they're booing, but you have to give the crowd a break. Is he the biggest heel that they have? Yes. But I could make the argument that he's not needed right now. Hangman Page is wrestling Samoa Joe right now. Darby, like, give Darby that, false sense of security that he had vanquished the Dead Riders. And then come back with a vengeance after maybe a month or two. It's not, you're just, you're doing it because you want people, because, like you said, he's the most reliable guy that they have. But, at some point, people are going to say, ugh. And I mean, they're already saying, ugh, when it comes to Moxley and the Death Riders.
They were saying, "Oh," when it first got there. So I mean,
And that was a year ago.
but that was because they thought Shane McMahon. But then again, that's also false expectations, and expectations don't meet reality. But false expectations meet reality because they thought it was going to be Shane McMahon.
As the leader of the Death Riders.
Bingo! Remember that?
Mm-hmm. That was a fun little
Remember
rumor at the time.
remember that rumor? He was supposed to be. Lest we forget.
The the other thing that Tony Khan spoke about in the interview was relationships with wrestlers. He said that Britt Baker obviously is having, medical issues. I mean, she spoke about it, having a stroke and whatnot. And he was just talking about, it's a matter of when it is the right time for her, and when she does come back, you
And she
know,
had a stroke.
yeah, she had a stroke.
How the hell a doctor get a stroke? Anyway, never mind, never mind, never mind. That's man. She's hella young to get a stroke.
Um,
Adam
yeah,
Adam Cole wearing it sound like that.
did she?
Adam Cole he
Did you?
stressed her out like that.
He spoke about Chris Jericho, talking about that his future with AEW is in question at the moment. Which obviously leads further speculation of him going back to WWE. Then you have Edge. He spoke about Adam Copeland. There we go. And said that there was no possibility of him being a part of John Cena's retirement. He is still under contract with AEW. He said he's currently filming another project, but when he comes back, it will be to AEW, not WWE. So that was a rumor killer right there. He spoke about Miro. He spoke about that they had very different and conflicting views about where how Miro should be presented.
Well, that's a kick in the ass because if you let everybody else do what they want to do and then let this fool, all of a sudden you got conflicting. Bro, stop. Just leave me alone right there. You might just cut it out right there.
He spoke about CM Punk and
The punch.
what he said about All In when he attacked when Jack Perry attacked him, or Jack Perry, where we had the video evidence of what happened. That one, he he spoke that he didn't feel like what CM Punk said was fair. That it wasn't. It was his perspective on things, but he didn't feel it went the same way, and how he felt about it. The video spoke for itself. Um, he also mentioned oh, what did he say about CM Punk? I'm trying to he tried to negotiate with CM Punk. He tried to keep him to be in the company, but CM Punk did not want to be there anymore. Which, I mean, this is not news. CM Punk, obviously, mentioned all of this beforehand.
Yeah.
Um, but he also, Ariel had said that CM Punk called him a pushover and not a real boss. And if Tony Khan had a response to that, and Tony Khan said that's his opinion, he doesn't you know think that he is a pushover when it comes to being a boss. So I mean, it's nice to see that Tony lives in his little own fantasy land. So that um big takeaway is Adam Cole. Adam Cole Bebe, when answered asked about Adam Cole, um it was one of the rare times where Tony Khan was quiet. And if you know Khan, he doesn't lack words. Um, he basically said that Adam Cole is medically disqualified. He does not. He has too many health issues to get back in the ring. When he's mentally ready, he said that he could come back and they will find something for him to do um, on the show. But if it comes to actually getting back in the ring, he finds it very unlikely that it's ever going to happen. But that would be something up to Adam Cole rather than Tony Khan. I think that's kind of sucky that that's how. I mean, if it is actually true, if this is it for Adam Cole, that's really sucky because like he has his fingerprints in so many companies and so many you know he did such great things in all of them, and for his career just to kind of end on such a sour note in AEW, um, that really hurts me. That really hurts my heart. What are your thoughts on this potentially being the end of Adam Cole?
Well, yeah, that would suck for him in that regard. I It only sucks because we thought he was going to be the next guy in WWE, and then he swerved, and all of a sudden this is a thing, right?
Right.
So I think that's why we're more disappointed than anything. Because I had, man, he was supposed to be number one in PWI a long time ago. Don't get me started on that shit,
Yeah.
right?
That's where all the controversy with PWI started.
That's where all that beef started. But anywho, speaking of which, I think they came out with a 250 women's, but we'll get to that next time. Anyways, um, as far as Adam, it just the lucky thing is he belted a legacy that was adequate before it was cut short, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And I mean, and he was probably the biggest thing in NXT. Probably was the biggest thing in WWE. You can make that argument. So, and this is where it also goes to where it's like, well, had he stayed in WWE, do you think that injury proneness would not happen? Because he never had that issue in WWE.
He did not.
So clearly, he either just caught the bad break. I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. He caught the bad breaks there, and they're kind of going over the edge, trying to do too much.
I mean,
But you would have thought someone of Adam Cole's stature would have understood the psychology aspect because, dude, he didn't have to do a lot.
I mean, he didn't. But I mean, also keep in mind this: one of his major injuries in AEW was not wrestling related. He literally jumped off the stage, not drawn, not a part of like a storyline or anything. He literally just jumped off the stage, and it shattered his ankle into pieces. So you can't necessarily say that it was all, oh, the wrestlers weren't, as careful as they could have been.
Oh, I get that.
And I mean the concussion that he got was he got the concussion from Jay White, and I mean Jay White is not necessarily an unsafe guy. I don't remember hearing a lot of times somebody got injured wrestling Jay White. So I mean I do agree with you on the it was a bad break aspect.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, I just say it's a combination of both. A bad break. That's what I was leaning to before all this. Just it's a combination of bad breaks and just the bad breaks and just carelessness a little bit. But. Some things you do 1,000 times, and one time you do it, it just bam. But luckily, I think luckily, I mean, I say it to this day. I think his best match was him versus Tyler Bate at the house show. Oh, fucking awesome, phenomenal match. I mean, I've seen him wrestle Ricochet too. That I mean, but so he's got the moments in the bag. AEW, he may not have it, but he has it where it counts in the WWE library.
I don't know. I think. I mean, he main evented all in Wembley when it was that 80,000 attendance when it had the higher attendance. So I mean, he does have some good moments there. Obviously, just not as prevalent as his time in WWE.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
I would just say if we don't see an in-ring return of Adam Cole, what does Adam Cole do? Because Tony Khan had mentioned, finding something for him to do in AEW if he, wanted to. And if he does do something, is there a possibility of him doing something with going back to WWE? Or is it just, he's damaged goods, don't need him for anything else?
well, keep in mind, WWE wanted to use him as a manager, and he was like, fuck that.
True, yeah. For Keith
So
Lee
I
of all
mean,
people.
yeah, it's weird that these people leave, and all of a sudden they just like, in ICU. But that's a whole other argument. We could do a whole show on that. But, but, but yeah, it's just, I don't, I think he's just trying to take time to digest that, right? Because think about it, he's essentially put his all in it, and now it's gone.
It's only like maybe 4 months ago, if that.
And but even 4 months, but you gotta think it's 4 months into telling what 20 years that it's over. 4 months, 4 months into understanding 20 years is worth of work is over.
Right.
And he's one of the kinder people, which makes it worse.
Oh yeah. Literally like one of the nicest people I've came encountered to when it comes to a meet and greet.
Right. Like he's one of those ones where you're like, you're literally rooting for this guy.
Right.
So that's what I think that is what's hurting the most about it to me. Just like fuck.
If
So
if I had to make a guesstimation, and this is just a guesstimation, I do think that he'll do something with AEW until his contract runs out, and just whether that's a commentator. I don't think they have producers in AEW, so that's kind of off the table. Um, a commentator, I don't know, a manager maybe. Who knows? He'll do something. He'll get more into a healthy place, and when his contract runs out, I think he might be going back to WWE. If that's
I mean,
in
but it's one of those things where it's an itch where it's like to me, wrestling is like football or sports. You can do stuff with it, but when it's cut short like that, it takes a while to process it. Big time. I give him about 2, 3 years before he even decides to do anything. To be quite honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it took him 2, 3 years to figure it out.
I would agree with that, but what, however long it takes him, I do think that he is going to find his way back to WWE. Maybe he could get maybe he'll get into a healthier place where he could actually have a match, and maybe end his career in a proper way, and then maybe take an agent role or a producer role in WWE. That would be a nice little, off into the sunset moment. Um, but who knows? I mean, it's all up to him, and essentially, I do want to see Adam Cole just be healthy, happy, and not put himself in jeopardy like a lot of other people have, for pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. So one of those itches where it's hard to quit, and the hardest part is walking away, especially when you're being kind of forced beyond your will to walk away.
Right.
Which, I mean, right now you're just giving John Cena more credit because at least he knows he's walking away when he can walk away, literally.
Barely walking away, but walking away nonetheless.
I mean, we'll find that out when I meet him Saturday. I'm going to have to challenge him to a 40-yard dash. But anyway.
And you will probably win that.
I mean, I don't know. These Marine Corps knees ain't no joke, but
Well, again, we do hope that, whatever it may be, Adam Cole will, kick out at 2. He'll be okay. He'll be healthy. He'll have a good, life of, a good quality of life, I should say. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of the news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
So, Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with a WWE Survivor Series.
yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be homeless after this shit. But anyway.
Technically, you are homeless.
I mean, yeah, I know I'm not homeless. I'm mishoused right now. Homeless is when you after this bill come due.
It takes place this Saturday, in San Diego, California, Petco Park. And there are currently 4 matches announced. Usually 5. Could still be 5. Um, we're still a week out, but usually a week out, everything is kind of cemented. So I don't think we're getting more matches. Um, I will say that this was maybe the last cinematically announced war games. usually things are a little bit more together. Um, this kind of year kind of seems a little bit more drawn together. Um, but what say you, Kaliko? How do you feel about the build-up that we've had so far to War Games?
I mean, this is like, what is it? This is. I feel like this is the first, like I said, the first TKO controlled Survivor Series. Even though last year TKO had it, I think they let WWE run it the way that they run it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how, it may not be hyped everywhere else, but in this city, people are hyped, man. I mean, I'm going to the bank asking the tellers, like, yeah, I'm going to Survivor Series. They're like, oh, me too. And it's like, oh, shit. That's when you got bankers, my barber, and bartenders talking about Survivor Series, it's a big deal here.
Right, and you don't.
Because we feel San Diego feels, and this is as a San Diego resident, because we get overshadowed by LA so goddamn much, and it just sucks. It always goes to LA, and as a San Diego fan, you really don't want. You'll make the trap. It's like, fuck, when we gonna get our due, and not at Pachinga, right? So now to get it at Petco Park, which is one of the most desirable parks, baseball stadiums in the world, in the well, not the world, but the U.S. Yeah, why not? Shit, it's a buzz around here.
No, I completely get that, and I mean it is a big. It is San Diego getting a big event. Like you said, usually my neck of the woods gets these big events. Um, and I do think that they actually opened more of the field up for more people. So it might actually be more than what we had announced last week on the show. Um, so yeah, um, looking forward to seeing what San Diego in November has to offer WWE.
Hopefully not all this goddamn rain that we
Yeah,
rain has ass boy.
I mean the possibility of raining at the show is very real.
It is because it's been raining like hell out here for a hot minute. So I don't put it past them.
I've been saying like every time that it rains, I'm saying like okay, it's a good thing that's raining now and not on you know next week.
You and me both. Like what in the hell?
Well, let's get into it. First matchup, we have women's world championship match, and that is the champion Stephanie Vacour wrestling Nikki Bella. Who wins, Kaliko?
Oh, Vakor, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Vakor, I got her Friday meet and greet. Oh, if I might not make the show, I might catch a felony. I'm just letting you know.
Okay then. Um, yeah, this is as one-sided as it gets.
I'm catching a charge. I'm just we catching a charge in this bitch.
Um, yeah, I don't. There was maybe a possibility that Nikki wins just to outrage the crowd, but I highly, highly doubt that. This is definitely Vakor for the W. And speaking of W's, shout out to JC Jane, two-time NXT Women's Champion.
Didn't see that shit coming.
I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad that it did.
I mean, I thought she was main roster, but they were like, nope.
Nope. Intercontinental Championship match: John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. Who wins?
Now, if Dirty Dom don't win this, he didn't come all the way back to his hometown
drove 5 miles from his house to the venue.
Drove 20 minutes from Chula Vista to his career.
uh, uh, make a short stop at grandma's house for dinner.
And then desecrate the mural that Rey Mysterio gonna get in Barrio Logan, not too far off, just to lose this. Ain't happening. So it's dirty. It's Dirty Dom's weekend. It's gonna have to be. He's also one of the people on the meet and greet list. Aura Farm in full mode. Told you, man. I'm going, and John Cena. So I told you I'm homeless, man.
Yep.
Y'all gonna have to. Homeless is on the rate tonight.
I mean, logical sense says, Dominic Mysterio in San Diego, Dominic wins, but when has WWE ever let somebody win in their hometown? Excluding John Cena 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's the problem. It's going to be a get. I mean, if anybody's going to be that's how rare it is. Because John Cena's going to, unless he wins his belt and loses. The only way I see Dom losing is if Finn costs, and it's the start of the breakup of the Judgment Day, or breakup of Dom from the Judgment Day. And in that regard, you might as well have Liv pop on back up. So, I mean...
But Liv isn't ready to come back. She's maybe 2 months out, I would say.
So, that means Dominic's winning. Because it would have to center around the Judgment Day and that title.
I mean, it could center around the Mega Championship. He's still Mega Champion.
No, because keep in mind, he pinned Finn for that title. So that was the crux of this.
True.
So if I know Triple H and his subtle hints, the callbacks, that would be the callback. Because Finn, you could tell he ain't got over that shit.
Oh, yeah. Alright, then I will agree with you and go with Dom Mysterio for the W. The only way that John Cena drops the title is in his last match. He's only has these last 2 matches. So, it would have to...
Yeah, he's either dropping it to Dom or Gunther, and
I don't see Gunther winning this championship.
Really?
I mean, he went from Intercontinental... He won the Intercontinental Champion. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He does not need another run with the Intercontinental Championship.
I think the double heat of that and retiring John Cena would give... I mean, he's already an asshole, and he's already asshole-ish in his approach as a character. He's aura farming asshole at that point.
This championship is a signal of me defeating your world champion, your GOAT.
Yes. Not only did I beat your GOAT, I took the title and kicked his ass on home. I mean, think about it. He'll be the first person to retire 2 motherfuckers in 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
He can sit there and go, I retired Goldberg, Pat McAfee, well, 3 with McAfee. I retired McAfee, Goldberg, and John Cena in 1 year. That's a hell of a trio.
I mean, definitely a hell of a trio. But I think it makes more sense for Dominic to win his championship.
It does. But I'm his pipe dream at that point.
Alright, that takes us to the Women's War Games match. We have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee versus Nia Jax, Last Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, Kabuki yes, baby, Asuka and Kairi Sane with Becky Lynch. Who wins Kaliko?
Oh man, this is rough because Becky losing. It's weird because here's my theory. Whoever wins this match, the opposite is winning the other match. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So if they, there you go. So we agree there.
We agreed there, but I will pull a fact after you're done.
We agree there. So Becky losing the championship. Let's see. Becky loses the title. She only has a reason to go after AJ. The only reason I think the reason I think the heel, here's my thing. The biggest reason the heels will win because it gives Becky a reason to continue beating, going through AJ because eventually they're clashing.
Not to mention that Asuka's really on a hot streak right now.
I mean, Asuka as a character, I think this is the most character I've seen of Asuka in a while. Um,
Right. She's kind of on a hot streak with this character, and I mean everything that she's been doing has got is getting hit out of the park. So if you I mean a loss doesn't hurt Asuka, but it does stunt that momentum to some degree. If she's unbearable right now as a heel, with everything that she's doing, imagine when she she's she beat them at World Games. She has that little feather in her cap.
Feather in her cap. It depends. If Kyrie takes it, it gives her a reason to abuse Kyrie more.
Which low key is very entertaining.
So that's my thing. So my question. So I can see the two people taking the pin on the heel side. It's either Kyrie or Lash. One of those two are going to take it. On the face side, it's tough to see who's going to take that pin. And the only reason I say that is because we still have that external Charlotte thing going on. And is that enough for Charlotte to turn on Alexa? Because it seems like they're going that way, that they're going to break up.
I can
So
see them breaking up.
I can see them breaking up over this.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not saying not saying a full blown breakup, but it's gonna be a long. Because keep in mind, going back to Rumble mode, Charlotte wants to go back.
True. Well, this is kind of how I saw it. I saw Becky Lynch pinning AJ Lee. That's plain and simple. She lost to AJ at WrestlePalooza. AJ cost her the title. Becky needs her heat back. Becky needs a reason to say, I got my comeuppance on you for once. And it doesn't necessarily hurt AJ because it's a multi-man match. There's a lot of gaga involved. And it gives AJ a reason to say, well, I want your ass again. Let's wrestle. And like I said, it gives Asuka the feather in her cap to say, hey, we won. Like I said, low-key, Asuka and Kairi are like the vocal point of the women's division right now. With everything that they're doing. Uh, and Lash and Naya, I mean, they just kind of started being a tag team, so, it gives Lash some credibility and keeps, Naya relevant. What does it really do for the women on the other side? Obviously you get a Rhea Ripley moment, but does she need a moment? Obviously Kyrie, Io and Rhea can kind of get a title match at Asuka and Kyrie at some point. This isn't like the make or break moment. I mean, they already have a victory over them. Was that It was that Crown Jewel, and
Yeah,
like you said, you could kind of show those cracks between Charlotte and Alexa, which kind of have always been there to begin with. So it would make more sense for the heels to win this one, in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, it could. I'm with you there. I'm thinking. That makes sense. Becky pins AJ. AJ's the fifth person. I still think Charlotte's gonna have a say so with it,
Well, I mean, Charlotte could be the reason that they lose. She could put
and that's
AJ
my
in a
point.
position.
And that
Yeah, she could
it
put it.
puts AJ in a position to lose, and that therefore causes the strain on the tag team. And that's what I'm looking at.
Right. So we're in agreement. The women are, uh, the heel women win this one.
That is that is the way I'm leaning.
Well, not to draw back or call back from last year, but we did go the same route with the men, the men that are faces win, and the women that are heels win. And then the women that were faces and the men that were faces both won them with their matches. So also keep that in mind as well.
We can keep that in mind. I just look at it like I'm thinking more. It wouldn't make sense. In this instance, you have to continue. There's a lot of fallout that's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
because you still got the rematch with the tag, which that's going to have to happen. You got the Becky AJ thing that's going to go down. Their trilogy's going to go down. Um, Rhea and Io can still. So you got Rhea and Io who can team against the Kabuki Warriors who can team. So I can see a triple threat for the tag team titles with those three involved, and that's what I'm looking at.
Right. I mean, even though it makes the most sense for the heels to win, like I said, it could all go face. It could Both matches could go face.
You ain't lying. That boy, you ain't fucking lying.
All right. That brings us to the men's War Games match. We have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy and Jay Uso, and Roman Reigns versus The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. Talk about a clusterfuck of what the fuck, if I'm being completely honest.
You
Uh,
ain't lying.
that being said, who wins?
They're both a hodgepodge of teams. um,
I mean, the only person that isn't on the men's team this year was Sami Zayn. They replaced Sami Zayn with Cody Rhodes, and that's literally it.
and Brock Lesnar.
No, I mean on the men's side, uh, Roman side. It
I
was
mean, what Roman fought Jimmy J.
it was the Bloodline versus Bloodline last year, and
Pretty much.
the only person that was in that match that isn't in this match is Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes replaced Sami Zayn.
That is true.
So we're kind of getting a rehash from last year.
So we getting a rehash.
Mm-hmm. And then I
Or
don't
how?
know exactly what they were doing on the heel side of things. Obviously Seth Rollins played a factor in that, but I digress.
That is true. But yeah, I mean, Brock's a mercenary. I don't see him. I mean, do you see Brock losing? I mean, Logan's taking the pin, I would think, right?
Um, I mean, could take the pin and nothing
Drew
will.
ain't taking the pin. Drew is not taking the pin.
I mean, how many pins did Drew taken this year alone?
Shit. Not excluding Cody Rhodes?
Including Cody Rhodes.
Oh, he's taking a gang of them.
Right.
So that's why I say he's not taking the pin. It seems more likely that Logan would take the pin because Logan is the weakest link. Braun's not taking the pin because Logan is the obvious weakest link for them. Because on the other side, if anybody's taking that pin, it's Jay.
Jey Uso.
Yes.
That wouldn't. If
Because
anybody.
it further gives him a reason to understand because he's already in this mode where he's on his own mode,
Right.
and that just gives him the chance to go into that sunken place even further.
I get that, yeah.
So, because to me, I mean, unless Jay turns, I mean, Jay could turn. But at this point, it seems like the faces are going to win.
I mean, you do not have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns on the same team and lose.
Hey, they were close last year. Don't play that shit.
I mean, the only person that you could say is unbeatable on the other side is Brock Lesnar. And as long as he's not taking the pin, he's completely fine.
That is true. As long as he doesn't take the pin, he'll be. I mean, even if he took the pin, he's fine. But I don't see him taking the pin because that would be like sacrilege.
I mean, he doesn't have anything to gain or lose from taking the pin. Because he's only hired help by Paul Heyman.
Pretty much.
So it would have to be either one of the Brawns or Logan. And if I'm being honest, I could see any one of the four getting pinned. And if anybody is taking up the pin on the other team, I mean, yes, I could definitely see Jey Uso taking a pin. And I could also see CM Punk taking a pin as well. And the person I see pinning them is Logan Paul. Because if you're trying to build Logan Paul and CM Punk, wouldn't it make sense for Logan Paul to pin CM Punk in War Games?
It could, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna get down to. I, I don't know because I could see Punk Brock Mania. So eventually it's gonna have to get there. Brock Roman Mania's gone.
Yeah, too many times.
So you either got Roman Cody, Roman Punk, which has never been done. Cody Brock, which has been done, but not for the title. And there's a lot of pathways. And that's not even including the Royal Rumble because we don't know who the fuck's winning the Royal Rumble this year. Shit, it's a crapshoot if anything.
Yeah, no shit.
So, um, so yeah, it's gonna be. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the face, it screams face.
It does.
It's just a matter of how the fuck do you get there?
I'm gonna say Roman pins Braun. Bronson, I should say. I think that makes the most sense without hoarding, any of the main talent. I mean, you could have CM Punk pin Logan Paul. That would, I wouldn't say make sense, but, it just kind of furthers that rivalry.
Yeah, pretty much does.
And I mean, it kind of plays into what, Punk's been saying, he doesn't, deserve a title match.
Right?
I don't see
Mm.
the Usos taking up the pin. I mean, we could have Cody just pin Drew McIntyre again, make it a rib.
Oh Lord, that don't work for me, brother.
I mean, you can't deny that it's a possibility.
It it is. That's a big ass ask though.
Well, I'm giving scenarios. I'm giving my how I think the face team will win.
I still think it's Logan because Logan can still win. Logan can still lose and get a title shot. Yeah, although I could see technically I could see Braun pinning Punk to get the title shot.
Ooh,
Um, I could because something's gonna happen between Jimmy and Jay. Jimmy, Jay, and Roman are gonna have an issue. So so is that gonna be enough to cause everything to fall down? And Roman and Punk already had their face to face, like motherfucker. So that's telling me it's Roman Punk are gonna touch eventually.
well, I mean, he's on the show, so I would
No, I'm
imagine.
talking about um something's gonna happen where they're gonna just throw haymakers at each other.
I mean, they're not friends. So I mean, the only thing that makes sense for Roman is Roman doesn't lose matches. And I mean, Survivor Series is the big, a big pay preview. It's one of the big four. So I don't see that Roman Reigns is coming back to take an L in War Games. And I mean, you have to protect Cody as well. Cody's not taking L's, willy nilly as well.
That is true.
And like I said, I could see it literally anybody on the other side taking the pin.
Yeah, it's tough. Uh, I mean, the faces are winning though, so it's just a matter of
How
how
do we
we.
get there?
Well, how do you think you're gonna get there? Uh, Especially if Cena is losing, the faces have to win.
Right.
Um, so yeah, mm,
I think that this is maybe your hardest, the hardest you've thought about the outcome of a match.
well, because the dominoes are. It's just how the dominoes lay. How the fuck are these dominoes gonna lay? And that is what's killing me. Um, Fuck it, the faces win. Fuck it, we're just gonna go with the faces because if Cena loses, the faces gotta win, and then that'll kind of start the whole Brock. Brock is gonna be going up, gunning after somebody. Who the fuck knows? But at this point, fuck it.
Yeah. So the faces when let the dominoes fall where they may.
That's damn straight.
All right. That will conclude our coverage of WWE Survivor Series. We'll probably do a full review of the show in 2 weeks, as it will be happening before we record. No, after we record next week on the show. All right. Yes, that will conclude our coverage. And we are wrestling with PWI's Women's Top 250 list. Like no, unlike normal times, we are not going to do the entire 250 list. We'll probably just get at least, at most, 50 of these goals in.
What?
Are you telling me to do the whole list?
Usually that's your thing, but I'll let you. I will gladly sit the fuck back. It's happening.
Well, let's
Because
see.
I have a problem with number one off rip. I'm just like,
Yeah, but
just throw it there. I got a problem with number one. I get why she's number one, but number one can't be number. Fuck it, we just gonna go there. Number one can't be number one if number one lost to number two.
well, let's get into it. The list is based off of in-ring achievements, win-loss records, championships, and tournaments won. Influence, visibility, and prestige within a promotion or the industry. Number three is technical ability, variety of moves, quality of matches, and in-ring storytelling. Competition, success against the most varied and highest quality opponents. Activity, minimum of 10 matches total, or boring this six such matches in separate months. That's a weird way to phrase it. Evaluation period is from October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2025. And let's rip off the top five. Number one on this prestigious list is Mercedes Monet. Number two is Timeless Tony Storm. Number three is Saya Kitamanani. Number four is Tiffany Stratton. And number five is Stephanie Vacour. Alright, Kaliko, Tell us how you're feeling.
Okay. Number one cannot be number one because number one lost to number two. I don't care how many belts she got as number one, but number one couldn't beat number two. Disqualifies off rip. Number two ended up losing to number 16, but this was after the fact. So I can make the argument of Tony Storm staying number one. I can make the argument of Tiffany being number one. Because, shit, who did she lose? I mean, she lost. That's another thing. Number four lost to number five. So how the fuck number four is above? Wait. You know what's funny to me? Because it's like the PWI doesn't put head-to-head in play. Because number four lost to number five. There's no way Vicor... And was it within that time period? When was the... It feels like the Crown Jewel was like a long time ago.
Crown Jewel was the last paid preview. The PLE, I should say. It was...
Into September?
I'll tell you in a minute. Deadline. Hold on. I mean, Havoc, the fuck? Okay, Crown Jewel was October 11th. So it was 11 days after the period closed.
Oh, she's fucking saved her time then.
Yeah.
So then I can make the argument.
30th.
So then you can make the argument number four could be top three because during that time period she beat Charlotte, beat Nia for the title, beat Jade Cargill for the title. Basically a pretty decent fighting champion. Vicur, you can make an argument for number one because I've never seen a woman take storm of a wrestling company that quick in my fucking life.
Okay.
Like, that girl's schedule was nuts, and that was just her in NXT. So I can make the argument she could be number one. I think Mercedes can be top five. I just don't see number one because she lost to Tony, and Tony literally carried that division. If Tony was one and everything else kind of followed where they may, I would have been okay with it. But the fact that Mercedes was one when clearly in that time frame she couldn't get over the hump known as Tony Storm,
right,
says a lot.
Well, I mean, if you're, just looking at, what they're looking at, yes, I mean, how many matches did Mercedes actually lose in 2025?
I know, yeah.
No, yeah. But, quality of opponents, I would say, was maybe lacking, and storytelling was lacking. Obviously she was prevalent in the company, but she's also, 1B to no other than Tony Storm. And, I mean, I get why AEW's 1 and 2 on this list, because AEW kind of got, in the eyes of AEW fans, done dirty on the men's list, because I believe 1 and 2 was, who was number 1 on the PWI list for the men's?
I want to say it was Cody, wasn't it?
Was it Cody? But it was definitely a WWE
Cody.
wrestler.
It was Cody. He was back to back.
Okay, it was Cody. So, I mean, they had to rectify to make good with AEW, so, AEW doesn't get mad at them.
Yeah, fuck that, because Tony Storm should have been number one.
But
she ran through everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, low key, you have Tony Storm, and Tony Storm sort of back. She was number one last year as well, so I mean, it would have
But
made
she,
sense.
but, I mean, I personally, that's the fucking MVP of AEW right now. So yeah, miss me with that bullshit. But
Right, and I mean, and she had quality opponents and quality storytelling. I dare to say the Hollywood ending match with Mariah May was one of the best endings to an AEW storyline that AEW's ever had. So, you know, did she win 15 titles? No. But she did, defend the title that she had, and she also won that title in that time frame as well. With dignity and respect. And I think that kind of overshadows what Mercedes done because, like I said, quality over quantity. But I don't think that PWI really um, accepted that this year.
oh no, they didn't. They did not value that whatsoever. Because if they did value the quality, the work that the following did would have been mattered. Um, Naomi would have been valued a lot higher, considering that her shit was like, you know what I'm saying? That was clearly one of the craziest twists you ever in your life. The quality standpoint, and influence, and in ring achievement.
Well, we'll get to Naomi in a moment, but you know, I if you ask me who the MVP of 2025 was in the women's division, it was Stephanie McCaw.
Oh, clearly.
Um,
That's why I said if she was number one, not a bad eye.
yeah.
Because the rise from, I mean, what she up in what, February?
I mean, you could make the argument in January when she won the number one contenders match to get to Fallon to begin with.
I mean, I'm just talking about like just from the beginning. Like what uh she did Mexico City on the 13th, but then her debut was October 15th. So from October 15th to September 30th, this girl was the NXT Women's North American Championship, the NXT Women's Championship at the same time, defended them both in one night. Successfully, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Only drops the title because she felt like it. Lost it. Her only loss was JC Jane and the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't win the on Survivor match in December, but I mean, she didn't take L's. Um, she didn't take pins.
And from an influence standpoint, who is hotter than her right now?
And I mean, if you're talking about recently she beat Io Sky to win the heavyweight championship as well. So
Beats Io Sky to win the heavyweight championship. She beats Julia to win the NXT championship. She beats Fallon Henley to win the NXT championship. I mean, this was 11 days before she beat Tiffany to be Crown Jewel champion.
yeah,
So,
11 days shy of maybe getting to maybe a number three on this list.
number one. Number one.
A top three, I meant. And I mean, honestly, I don't know who Saya Kiamatani is, but Tiffany Stratton should be three. in all honesty, Tiffany Stratton could be 2 on this list. I don't think Tiffany should have been 1 on the list, but Tiffany should have been higher than 4. In all honesty.
I just think that personally, I, if Stephanie was 1, I wouldn't even complain because the right from a quote unquote, if you look at it from the quote unquote influence standpoint, who was more influential than her, other than Toni Storm?
True. No. I mean, we can all agree that, Toni Storm operates on a different level than a lot of these girls.
Yeah, Toni Storm's she's on another planet compared to these motherfuckers.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the next 5. Io Sky is at 6. 7 is Athena. 8 is Sari. Number 9 is Naomi, and number 10 is Rhea Ripley. That I'm maybe more okay with. I could maybe make the argument that Rhea should be a bit higher on the list because she didn't necessarily hold championships. I mean, obviously she was prevalent in storylines.
She did.
But, I mean, her
Yeah, she held the title.
From like 3 weeks.
But that's my point. And that's why I say I would put Io and I would move Naomi. I would move Athena 6, Naomi 7, drop Io to 9, and have Rhea Ripley 9 and 10 because they're intertwined.
I disagree.
Pretty much through the year they're intertwined.
I disagree because Io won more matches and held the championship for longer than Rhea did. And she had quality matches with the people that she did have matches with for that championship. Naomi,
Io and Rhea be 9 and 10. Yeah. Naomi beat Io.
Yes, but the thing about Naomi was that she didn't win a lot of the matches leading up to those, to her storyline. And, I mean, yes, she beat Io, and then she beat Io and, Rhea. But then Big Jim had his way with her, and, she's out for 9 months.
But she won no Money in the Bank, and who was going to be, on a hell of a winning streak with Money in the Bank? Well, they're the last motherfucker. Other than, Brock Lesnar, where you could believe, who the hell you really was thinking going to be, smashing motherfuckers with Money in the Bank?
I mean, yes. I mean, nobody, when it came to character-wise, nobody was on the level of Naomi. She was definitely operating on a higher level than a lot of the other girls. But
I just love her. She's a thing girl.
But, like I said, her moment came literally at the end of, the time period. Like, it was just like a boom and that was it for her. I mean, how many times did she lose to Jade Cargill? You know what I mean?
That is true, but that boom was a bigger boom than Io.
But it was less than Io. It was a shorter amount of time. It was only a month between Io.
Other than the triple threat match at Mania, what the fuck did Io do?
Well, what did Naomi do?
Beat Io?
Well, Io beat Bianca and Rhea.
Naomi beat Io and Rhea.
Yes, and then she got pregnant and she went away.
I mean, Big Jim, Netflix, and chilled her ass away. She couldn't beat the condom, I guess.
Honestly, Big Jim should be on this list in
I know
replace of
Big Jim.
Naomi.
Big Jim out here whamming niggas.
Number 11 is JC Jane. Number 12 is Liv Morgan. Number 13 is Nia Jax. Number 14 is Starlight Kid. And number 15 is Lyra Valkyria. Honestly, I'm just happy that JC is as high as she is on this list because she fucking killed it this year.
I mean, she beat five. she beat five.
She beat five, yeah.
She beat five. I mean, can't get mad at that.
Yeah.
Motherfucker beat five.
And I mean, she was the only one to beat five.
Clean.
Correct.
Like, clean. Mr. Clean. Like, woo.
Any of the other names kind of stick out to you?
Let's see. Live this high, even though she had a shoulder injury, tells you a lot. Nia, solid spot. Biggest heel. Basically, the only heel that people will really boo in the game. Lyra, that's respectable.
I could maybe say that Lyra could have been a couple of digits lower on the list.
Depend. I mean, looking at 16 through 20, I could see only one name being above that one, and so she's okay where she is because she was involved in a lot of storylines. Keep in mind, first women's Intercontinental Champion.
Right.
Prevalent storyline with Becky Lynch. Pat Bangers beat Becky Lynch. Obviously, Becky Lynch got the best of her, but she still is.
Currently in a rivalry with Bayley.
Yep. So I mean, they hold her in high regard as far as storyline wise.
Number 16, Chris Statlander.
And that just reminds me, Bailey is nowhere in this top 20. I was like, God damn, what they do with my girl. Is there a typo? Like, what the fuck?
I'm trying to think, what did Bayley really do this year? And, I mean, I'm not shitting on Bayley, by all means, I love Bayley. But, again, what did Bayley do this year?
Let's see. What did she do?
I mean,
Royal Rumble, finals of the Intercontinental Championship, multiple times trying to get the tag championship.
the only match I could tell you that Bayley had this year was the triple threat with Lyra and Becky.
Really? And what Evolution?
Huh?
Evolution.
Yeah, that was at Evolution.
Jesus Christ! You don't remember Becky Lyra for the finals, or not Becky, but Bailey Lyra in the finals. Then Bailey Lyra get for the tag champs against Liv and them, and then Bailey Lyra against goddamn or no, because she remember her story arc was included in the quote unquote injury that happened.
Right. I mean, this is
Which
kind of a
I think
rebuilding.
that kind of fucked her over though.
Honestly, it's just kind of a rebuilding arc for Bayley. Hopefully, she figures out what's, good for her in 2026 because 2025 was definitely a quiet year, to say the least.
I mean, her bank account is. I mean, well, her Twitter account.
Um, let's talk about number 16, Chris Statlander. Number 17, Jordan Grace. 18, Mayu Iwatani. 19, The Miz. And 20, Blake Monroe. Um, I'm okay with this. I think it's, yeah. I mean, Chris Statlander only got, I think she only got as high as she did because, like you said, she beat number two, like right when this thing cut off.
She literally made the cutoff date, bro.
Yeah. Number 20.
Um,
Yeah.
but I could. Blake went from being a bloody mess in a death match to North American Women's Championship to WWE. I'm surprised she's that high and she was gone for like 6 months. Julia should be higher at 21. Hell, Julia, well, let me scratch that. The next three has an argument to be higher than her.
Higher than Julia?
No, higher than Blake.
Higher than Blake. Well, I would say Blake is doing maybe the best work that she's done. You know, as much as, like, low key, I could see that, you know, what Tony's doing with her character, Blake could kind of expand that with what she's doing with her character work because there are very much similarities to those two characters. Um, if, you know, if Tony ever decided to, you know, add layers to the timeless gimmick. But that's what kind of Blake is doing right now with the NXT run. Um, yeah, you know, when you mentioned the next three, I kind of agree with you. Like, they could have been, 22, 23, and 22 and 23 could have easily been, 17 and 18, in all honesty. So, I mean, let's kind of get into it. 21 is Julia, 22 is Roxanne, 23 is Sol Ruka, 24 is Momo Watanabe, and 25 is Nina Samuels. Low-key, Sol Ruka had a banger after banger after banger this year, and she was very prevalent in NXT. I don't necessarily. I would. Honestly, she deserves top 20. At least top 20 for what she's
Ooh,
done.
Sol Ruka?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those three deserve a top 20 because Julie was NXT champion, who beat Roxanne, who was NXT champion, this reigning NXT champion.
True.
So that's why, see, that's the funny part. Julia, I can make the argument they put Julia ahead of Roxanne Perez because of the head-to-head.
Um,
Because Roxanne, you can make the argument she achieved more and was more prevalent in storyline more than Julia.
and I mean, yes, Julia did win 2 championships in the time frame, but I'm sorry, what did she actually do with those 2 championships?
That's my point.
Yeah,
Roxanne was more prevalent in the Judgment Day storyline than Julia was, period.
correct.
And she had the most, like, fuck me eyes I've ever seen in my life.
What?
She looks at the camera and she has the most craziest seductive face I've ever seen in my life.
Okay then. Um, like like I said, I thought Soul should have been higher. Um, Nina Samuels is on this list, so good for her. That brings us to number 26, Mina Shirakawa. Number 27, Willow Nightingale. Number 28, Chelsea Green. I mean, maybe Chelsea wasn't, you know, winning every match, but to say that she wasn't prevalent in WWE during the whole time would be crazy. Chelsea should have been a little higher.
Really?
My opinion. I mean, 29 is Charlotte Flair. Number 30 is Zexinus. Let's go with that. 31 is AZM. Number 32, Alex Windsor. Wonder who she was with to get that number. Number 33, Megan Bain. Number 34, Riho. Number 35, Kenzie Page. Number 36, Takakumi Oiwaiha. Number 37, Utami Hayayamashita. Number 38, Zelina Vega. Number 39, Shuri. Number 40, Kalani Jordan. You could stop me at any time if a name sticks out to you.
I thought Kalani would be higher.
I mean, what did she do this year? I mean, I don't think that she won the TNA championship in the time frame, unfortunately.
She did?
In October, I think she won it.
Oh, she was right out the path. Right out the pasture.
Number 41, Fallen Hunley. Number 42, Mayu Watanabe. Number 43, Jody Drett. Number 44, Natsupoi. Number 35, Danny Luna. Number 46, Takalaka. Number 47, Queen Amidala. Number 48.
Big improvement, I must say.
Number 48, Lola Vice. Hot take, Lola Vice should have been number 1. Number 49, Flamer. Number 50, Kristara, friend of the show. Definitely check her interview out in the archives if you haven't already. Number 51, Persephone. Low-key should be in NXT.
Oh no, she's fucking good.
Yes, we should have. Shawn Michaels, if you listen to the show, hire Persephone.
Persephone there, yeah, you better do something with that, cause Jesus Christ.
Get Persephone on the phone. Number 52, Red Velvet. Number 53, Jade Cargill. Number.
She'd be higher.
No, I think that's a good spot for her.
I thought she would be higher. Queen of the Ring.
54, Jamie Hayter. 55, Suzume. Number 56, Bianca Belair. 57, Jade Stone. 58, Vort Vixen. 59, Miku Onoi. 60, Natalia Markova. 61, Shoko Nakajima. Number 62, Rina. 63, Jada Parker. 64, Janai Kai. Shout out to Janai, friend of the show. Check out her interview in the archives. 65, Mai Siriya. 66, Johnny Robbie. 67, Kanji. 68, Marina Shafir. The coveted 69 position, Tiffany Naves. 70, Bailey. There you go.
Damn, she low.
71, Giselle Sar. 72, Mayu Yamashita. 73, Lash Legend. 74, Natalia.
She'd be higher considering she was way more active outside WWE.
Oh yeah. Where was I? 75, Chihiro Hasamimoto. 76, Alice Inc. Congratulations, Alice, friend of the show. Check out her interview in the archives. 77, Alana Austin. 78, Bonzilla. 79, Sakaya Korara. Number 80, Delmi Exo. 81, Nightshade. I think that's the color on my walls. 82, La Catalina. 83, Hazuki. 84, Maya Wald. 85, Victoria Suzuki. 86, Charity King. 87, Trish Adora. 88, Lana Cross. 89, Maggie Lee. 90, Mika Iwata. 91, Indy Hartwell. 92, Tessa Blanchard.
How dare they?
I know, right? 93, Hina. 94, Lovia. 95, Hatsumi Sachi. Blackheart. 96, Thunder Rosa. 97, Alexa Bliss. 98, Billy Starks. Shout out to Billy, friend of the show. Check out her interviews in the description. Not in the description, in the archives. 99, Deanna Purrazzo. How the mighty have fallen.
I mean, but she wasn't active, so I'll give her that much.
100, Hana. 101, Mai Sakari. 102, Casey Diamond. 103, Callie Armstrong. 104, Chi-Chi. Who knew Goku's wife decided to get into pro wrestling? Probably needed money. 105, Piper Niven. 106, Jane Nero. 107, Kylie Ray. 108, Shazzy McKenzie. 109, Izzy Dane. 110, Kagoma. 111, Li Ying Lee. 112, Aris Endor. Let's go with that. 113, Amorzan Jane. 114, Rita Stone. 115, Kyrie Zane. 116, Eugene. 117, Jada Steele. 118, Mayu Amasaki. There's a lot of Mayus. 119, Rain Levorkinson. 120, Mayuki Tenzan. Let's go with that. 121.
Mayuki Takase.
Yes. Let's go with that. 121, Mila Smith. 122, My Hiroyo Masimoto Momo.
Hiroyo Matsumoto.
123, Mila Moore. 124, Suri Ano. 125, Erica Reed. 126, Manami Katsui. 127, Anita Vaughn. 128, Zarya. Funny how Zarya is so far back from Seoul. 120.
Yeah, even though like they're at the hip, like
Right. 129.
make it make sense.
129, Tomoka Inaba. 130, Azusa Anaba. 131, Big Mama. Congratulations to Big Mama, friend of the show. Check out her interview in the description, in the archives. 132, Das Chirio. 133, Morai. 134, Nyla Rose. 135, Julia Hart. 136, Karuki Amuki. 137, Gypsy Mac. 138, Holly Cameron. Should have been higher. 139, Haruka Masahaki. 140, Kylie Page. 141, Misa Metsui. 142, Natsuko Tora. 143, Suzu Suzuki-ku. 144, Anna J. Should have been higher. 145, Kyra. 146, Serena Deeb. 147, Yuki Arai. 148, Priscilla Kelly. What would Gigi do for a pair of shoes?
Oh Lord.
149, Starfire Reed. 150, Seneca Akazaki. 151, Aya Sakura. 152, Haiji D GameCube. 153, Mai Suga. 154, Alex Falcon. 155, Ava Lawless. 156, Suri Yamasoka. 157, Danny Mo. 158, Ivy Nile. 159, Amoka Haimamoko. 160, Michin. Yeah, that's good for Michin. 161, Olympia. 162, Shayna Baszler. 163, You. 164, Saki. 165, JV Star. 166, Lainey Luck. 167, Carmen Poltraktovic. 168, Makoko. 169, Riza Saria. 170, Candice LeRae. 171, Usagi Sakino. 172, Raven Creed. 173, Vaney. 174, Shay Cassidy. 175, Rosemary. 176, Lainey Reed. 177, Alejandro Quesadilla. 178, Sachi Blackheart. 179, J-Rod. 180, Yuki Kamafuku. 189, Bea Priestley. 182, Sessons Martina. 183, Rina Yamashita. 184, Mercedes Martinez. 185, Tatum Paxley. 186, Mila Grace. 187, Haley J. 188, Windy Chu. 189, Zaria Zakor. 190, Yuki Masahiro. 191, Fren Sinclair. 192, Zaya Brookside. 193, Rika Tatsumi. 194, Freya the Slayer. 195, Wakanda Forever. 196,
I love that name. Shout out to Black Panther in this bitch. Wakanda.
197, Becca. Friend of the show, love Becca. Check out her interviews in the archives.
Oh, she bounces back because she was on a fucking roll at one point.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, this will give her a kick in the ass to get back out there. 198, Hanako. 199, Alice Crowley. 201, Dear Hale. Actually, 200, I said Kaya Kiana. 201, Dear Hale. 202, Gahuku. 203, Brooke Havix. 204, Jasmine Allure. 205, Diana Strong. 206, Brittany Brooks. Shout out to Brittany, friend of the show. Check out the interview in the archives. 207, Kid Bandit, also friend of the show. Check out their interview in the description as well. 208, Rio Mizuzumi. 209, Nicole Matthews. 210, Kelsey Regan. 211, Ruthie J. 212, Kiana Dream. 213, Lady Frost. 214, Lizzie Ivo. 215, a male. I thought this was a female list. 216, Abandon. 218, Kendall Gray. 219, Alex Garcia. 220, Milo. 221, Sammy Chaos, friend of the show. Check out her interview in the archives. 222, Evelise. 223, Gabby Ford. 224, Calypso. 225, Nexus. 226, India Suki. 227, Nair Robles. Shout out to Nair, friend of the show. 228, Vicky Vento. 229, Reina Isis. 230, Viva Van. 231, Matcha. 232, Holly Hudson. 233, Lorena. 234, Amis Belmont. I don't know. 235, Lucy Lee. 236, Mara Sadi. 237, Drea Mitchell. Shout out to Drea. Interview in the archives. 238, Tyra Valkyrie. 239, Ray Lynn. 240, Holly Lopez. 241, Maki Atoy. Damn, the Fallen Idol can't even get high on a wrestling list. 242, Layla Gray. 243, Nikki Blackheart. Somebody's stealing, gimmick infringement. 244, Izzy Moreno. 245, Alexis Littlefoot. 246, Heather Monroe. 247, Alexis Lee, friend of the show. Shout out to Alexis. Interview in the archives. 248, Madison Morley. 249, Journey Bork. And 250, Manami. Okay. That'll conclude our coverage of the women's 200 PWI's top 250 women. Yeah. Think I'm gonna go die now.
There you go.
So there's that. Right. I said we wasn't gonna do the list, and then we did the list. Fuck me.
Of course. Yeah, fuck life.
Yeah.
When you start at one, you never stop.
I guess so. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of PWI and this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Monday as we interview Fuse. This Tuesday as we interview Latana. This Wednesday, Joey Legend, and every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. Follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesG993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I mean, if I'm not going to be homeless after Survivor Series, I am Kaliko. I am Kaliko on the socials and Kaliko Chronicles on YouTube. Man, we got a lot going on next week, man. Friday, we got a slew of people to deal with. And if you see me in line, you'll probably catch me in line. Hey, say what's up. And then, of course, James going to make his ass down here on Saturday. Hopefully by train. I don't think you want to ride. I hope you ain't driving down here.
I haven't decided my form of transportation, but more than likely I'm going to drive.
Man.
Yeah.
Better than I.
I've had easier trips to Las Vegas than San Diego.
That's why I said take that train. Take the train, man. I'll meet you at the trolley station. I'll meet you at the Santa Fe station. Roll our asses down. I'm be drunk as fuck. Might be gone.
You could understand why my confidence in your driving ability as drunk as fuck would not be,
Who said I was driving? The Santa Fe Depot is literally down the street from the stadium.
Oh, sweet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can see, look at this. Look at this. See, all the people that's traveling. If you're coming from LA, the show starts at 4 and it's going to end at 7 to 8. You can catch at 8 o'clock, catch the train back, and boom, you in LA, get your car, LA, going to Pasadena.
Greasy sweet. For anybody that's
You ain't gotta
also
worry about driving and getting out of downtown, because getting out of downtown San Diego ain't no home. Like, no, I don't know why. Like, it ain't no punk bitch.
for Coleco Yachts and Scooter Dust. I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
I mean, if you catch me on the 15 or on the freeway with a cardboard box because I'm homeless from all these meet and greets, mind your business or put money in the jar. One or the other.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.